Every year, the holidays sneak up on restaurant pros. You know it's coming. You live through it. You survive the long waits, the packed dining rooms, the catering orders, the private parties, the employees asking for time off, the food deliveries that never seem to arrive when you need them. And yet somehow November shows up and you're scrambling again. Here's what I've learned after coaching independent restaurant pros for more than 2 decades. The restaurants that look calm during the holidays aren't lucky. They aren't less busy. They're simply months ahead. If you wait until October to prepare for the holidays, you're already behind. The best fourth quarters are built in August. Hey there, restaurant pros. This is Dave Scott Peters, restaurant coach, speaker, and creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. Today, we're going to talk about how to prepare your restaurant for the holiday season before summer ends. And I don't mean putting decorations in storage bins and thinking about holiday menus. I'm talking about building an operational plan that lets your restaurant handle more volume without more chaos. Because hope is not a strategy. Let's start with the biggest mistake I see. Most restaurant pros begin with scheduling. That's backwards. Scheduling comes after staffing. The first question isn't who's working Thanksgiving weekend. The first question is, do I even have enough people to cover the holidays? Look at your current roster. Who's dependable? Who's already showing signs they'll disappear when things get busy? Who's heading back to school? Who's planning vacations? Who's working 2 jobs? Who's your next shift leader? Who's one conversation away from quitting? You need honest answers now, not surprises in November. If you're going to hire, hire now. Not because you need them today, because they need time to become productive before your busiest weeks arrive. Which brings us to step 2, manager preparation. Your managers can't suddenly become better leaders because the calendar changed. Holiday volume exposes weak leadership. It doesn't create it. Sit down with each manager individually, review expectations, talk through what success looks like during the holiday season, who handles catering, who owns labor, who monitors food costs, who coaches new employees, who solves guest issues, who makes decisions when you're not there. Remember, clear expectations, proper training, consistent accountability. If managers aren't clear today, they'll create confusion tomorrow. And confusion spreads faster than a virus in a busy restaurant. Once your management team knows their responsibilities, now you can build schedules with confidence because you know who's leading each shift. See how the sequence matters? Staff first, manager second, schedules third. Now let's move into training. Here's where most restaurants lose money. They hire people in October, throw them in on the floor in November, hope experienced employees train them, then wonder why ticket times go up, food cost climbs, and guest complaints increase. Protect the standard. Don't lower it because you're busy. The standard is the boss. Every position should have clear training. Every employee should know exactly what success looks like. Run practice shifts, run holiday procedures, walk through large party service, practice high volume situations, cross-train where it makes sense. The goal isn't simply having enough people, it's having enough capable people. There's a huge difference. Now let's talk about the menu. This is where I see restaurant pros create work for themselves. Every holiday they add specials, more prep, more inventory, more recipes, more opportunities for mistakes. Ask yourself one simple question. Does this menu make my operation easier or harder? Look at your sales mix from last year's holiday season. Which items sold exceptionally well? Which items slowed the kitchen down? Which items made great money? Which ones looked exciting but barely sold? Your menu should support execution, not creativity for creativity's sake. If an item isn't profitable, if it creates bottlenecks, if your team struggles to execute it, it probably doesn't belong during your busiest season. Holiday menus should simplify operations while maximizing contribution dollars. Now that your menu decisions are made, only now do you move into purchasing and inventory planning. Notice the order. You can't plan inventory until you know what you're serving. Review last year's purchasing. Where did you run out? Where did you overbuy? Which vendors struggled? Which products became difficult to source? Talk with your suppliers now, not in December. Ask about lead times, holiday availability, price changes, alternative products. Build backup plans before you need them. The restaurants that panic over inventory usually aren't victims, they're simply late. Now let's talk numbers. The holidays can produce incredible sales. They can also hide terrible profitability. I've seen restaurants celebrate record revenue while making less money than slower months. Why? Because nobody was watching labor. Nobody was watching waste. Nobody was watching food cost. Busy covers mistakes. Don't let that happen. Review your labor budget now. Know your labor targets before the first holiday party walks through the door. Update recipe costing cards. Review portion sizes. Check yields on expensive products. Make sure managers understand what numbers they'll inspect every single day. Inspect what you expect. Volume doesn't replace discipline. It demands more of it. Now let's pull it all together. By this point, you've evaluated staffing, prepared your managers, built scheduling around leadership, completed training, simplified your menu, planned purchasing, prepared inventory, reviewed your numbers. There's one final step. Stress test your systems. Ask yourself, what happens if we serve 30% more guests tomorrow? Does our opening checklist still work? Can the kitchen prep enough product? Will the expo system hold together? Will the host stand become the bottleneck? Can managers communicate effectively? Can closing still happen correctly? Every system is perfectly designed to get the results it's getting. If your systems barely work on an average Friday, they're going to collapse during the holidays. Fix them now, not later. Because culture is what you allow. If you allow shortcuts because you're busy, those shortcuts become your culture. The problem you tolerate today becomes the culture you manage tomorrow. The restaurant that seems calm during December, those restaurants, they aren't working less. They're simply not making decisions they should have made back in August. That's the difference. Holiday success isn't built with harder work. It's built with better preparation. And preparation always follows the same sequence. Get the right people, prepare your leaders, build schedules around leadership, train to the standards, simplify your menu, plan purchasing, control your numbers, stress test your systems. Do those things now. And when everybody else is reacting during the holidays, your team will simply execute. If you'd like help making sure your restaurant is truly ready for a profitable holiday season, schedule a Profit Finder call with my team. We'll look at where you are today, identify the biggest opportunities in your operation, and map out the next steps to help you build a restaurant that runs with less chaos and more profit. The link is below. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's one number that's quietly killing your restaurant profits, and most owners don't even know what it should be. It's your prime cost. And right now, most restaurants are running at least 15 points higher than they should be, which means you're working harder and making less than you deserve. If you're tired of being stuck in your restaurant, tired of inconsistent or non-existent profits, then it's time to find out what's really going on. I invite you to book a free 30-minute restaurant profit finder call with my team, where you'll uncover exactly what's eating your profits and what it's costing you every single month. Just click the link in the description to get started.